Hello and welcome to Muse Talk. My name is Gadede Segbefia. Here we get to speak with artists, creative minds, just to find out how their craft started, how it's going, and what the future looks like for them. This episode is brought to you by Vessel Space and Happy Woods Creative. For all your logo designs, banner, posters, flyers, just call the number scrolling on your screen and they will sort you out. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll be right back after the break.
What's up, people? You welcome to my channel. My name is Mr. Music, and this is the Biscuit Podcast.
That's why it's between two matured people.
That's why before the beginning we understood what we're doing. We are grown-ups. We know what we are doing. And you have to know, I'm in love with you, but that's not what we agreed on in the beginning.
We want to leave.
And it's like so, divorce rates are higher and all because if we were to do our traditional style of
that
marriage,
traditional thing is what pisses me off. That's what me I am trying to say.
No, why do you
means
say
that-
we are the type of girl you want?
it means that only
with big boobs.
Yes.
Yes.
And then you come back to that.
Thank you.
7 years ago, things changed. See, that's the problem. You are not my type.
Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe. See you on the flip side.
Let the money pass it, David. I go put them straight in your libido. You go shout,
Welcome back. It's still the Muse Talk. My guest today is a spoken word artist and the winner of the Grand National Slam 2022. Twita Lite. How are you, darling?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm good. So how's it feeling like being the winner of the National Grand Slam?
I feel like it's a mixed feeling because in as much as I'm happy, I still feel I still need to protect the title that I have because it doesn't end there.
Of course. So how are you protecting it?
Working hard just to always be on top, even if not to be the best. I mean, to be one of the best. Yeah.
Okay. So was that your first slam championship?
That's my second slam championship. The first one was online.
Okay.
And that was when Corona started.
Mm-hmm.
So because we couldn't meet in person, we had to do it online. And I won the first online competition.
Oh, so this is your second.
And this is my
Okay.
second.
Okay. So all the competitions you've been in, you won all of them.
So I've been in, I think, 4 competitions, and I've won 2 of them.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you, girl.
I'm proud of myself too. You know?
Of course. So how did spoken word start for you?
Well, it started after, I think it started when my dad fell sick.
Oh.
And so I was reading a quote, and there was this emotional music playing in the background. So as I was reading it out loud, it sort of synchronized with the music.
Okay.
So I started doing this thing that I take people's quotes and then I take an emotional music, put it in the background, record, and I'm like, okay, this
Sounds
was
good.
inspired by these people.
Oh,
Till I realized that when I was in school, when I was in high school, I was writing stories. So why don't I actually write everything I feel down and then put music in the background? So I started doing that, and I started giving it to people to check it out for me. And someone said that instead of using music, because we hear your voice and we hear the voice in the music, why don't you just use the instrumental so we can actually listen to just you? So I did that, and I said, okay, this works, so let me just perfect on it. So that
wow,
was it,
that's
basically.
amazing.
Yeah.
So speaking of school, take me through your educational level.
Okay, so the normal primary JHS.
What was the name of the school?
Okay.
Make your school proud.
Okay, so I started JHS or primary to JHS. I started primary Golden Sunbeam, that's Adenta. And then I came to Fem Foundation and I completed JHS at Fem Foundation, and I went to Doma Senior High School. That's Doma Inco, where I graduated. And then I went to Achimota Institute of Journalism, and then I did like a year and 6 months course in journalism, and then that was it.
Okay, that's amazing. So I can say that all your pieces are like your personal feelings, what you're going through.
Exactly.
All of them.
Most of them.
Most of them. So the ones that are not about your feelings, what inspires them?
Movies. I mean, I could see a cock going, and a cock, like the sound a cock makes, could even inspire the poem. Anything. I mean, the atmosphere, everything around could inspire a piece.
So how long have you been doing this?
Since 2017, I think. Yeah, since 2017.
So how's it going?
it's really challenging, especially when it's coming from my personal feeling. Sometimes you have this headache, you're depressed, you're traumatized about something, and you don't have anybody to talk to. So you sort of put the pressure on a paper, and it's really, it's something altogether. It's terrifying, it's exciting when you are done bringing it how you feel out. So yeah.
Okay. Speaking of not having anyone to talk to,
Mhm.
sometimes,
Yeah.
how would you say growing up was like for you?
Me and my growing up, okay, first of all, I didn't really grow home. I spent much time in a board because I started being in a boarding house when I was just in class 2.
Was that Sunbeam?
Sunbeam,
Okay.
just class 2. So you can
Wow.
imagine that I haven't
Was
really.
there a particular reason for that?
My dad was a politician, and my mom was a very busy and still a busy person. She goes to work around, let's say, 4 a.m. and comes home late when we're asleep. So there was nobody, and the house help they brought home was always scaring us. I remember one time there was an accident, and then the car smashed someone, and then she was like, the person's leg will come and hunt us.
Oh, so
that
the house
night.
was very scary.
Yes. So we told our parents about it, and she said no. Then she would just put us in the boarding house, and the maid will not come in.
So how is boarding house like? Because I hear stories that for someone so young like that, it's not really, it doesn't help for them to be in a
Okay.
boarding house at that age.
So because my mom knew that there were bullies, she left me in the care of the senior house mistress. So I was living with the senior house mistress more often. So everybody realized that, hey, this one here, she's senior house mistress's girl. So if you touch her, you are in
Okay.
trouble. So yeah.
So how would you say boarding house shaped you?
It made me stronger. It made me smarter. It made me fight and stand for my own when issues arise. It made me speak for myself because there was no parents. There was nobody. It's just you and your seniors. It's just you and your education. So whatever that comes, you will fight it.
And I'm sure when you were in secondary school, no one could bully you.
Nobody.
Okay, so most of your pieces are from your personal experience.
Right.
So don't you break down in the process of writing or performing them?
So I have in my room, I have my dad, because my dad was the one who inspired my poetry. I have his photo on the wall, very big.
Okay.
So anytime that I feel like this piece, I need to put myself in it, I just go and sit in front of the picture. And I remember how he died when I was there. Like, I saw him go. I just remember, and I cry, like I soak, and then it just keeps coming. So sometimes when I don't have a pen and a paper and I have my phone, instead of writing, if I write, some things will just run away. The things that I'm saying at that moment, I record it.
Okay.
Then I get time to write it.
Now I understand why there's so much energy in your performances, because
Right.
I've watched a couple of them and it's something else. So don't you have writer's block? They say writers have this thing called writer's block. Do you ever experience that?
I think I experienced it once. That was when I was not doing myself. That was when I was trying to force myself to write something. It was a theme that I knew that I could do it, but then because I'm not really in for it, there was nothing I could write. I just had to give myself the space to breathe, and then I came back to it, and it was okay.
So has spoken word been something you've always wanted to become? Spoken word artist?
Yes. I think I had the interest when I was in primary 4. I didn't go to primary 5. When I was in primary 4, I remember our teacher asked us to list a number of things that we want to do when we grow up, and the motivational speaker was the first thing I wrote. So I feel like the motivational speaker that I wrote there is what is reflecting now as my spoken word career. So yes, since I was...
I know you on a personal level, so I get to see that you're such a happy soul. How do you do that? You're always happy, you're always excited. Do you have any dull moment? Do you have any sad moments where, okay, I'm not in the mood for this, and you're down and you're crying? Do you have any moments like that?
They say the parts we don't tell, we carry them well, but it doesn't mean it's not heavy. And then
Did you just go poetry on me?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I'm just
okay, let's go.
So I repeat, the parts we don't tell, we carry them well, but it doesn't mean it's not heavy. And they said the beautiful eyes are the ones that cry the most. So I feel like this is my motto. I'm trying to be the light to people who are in darkness. So in as much as I feel broken, I can't bring that out for people to see, because at the end of the day, I am the one who wants someone to smile. So yes, no, regardless, I just have to be in a happy mood.
Oh, you do it well.
Yes.
You do it well.
Do well.
So how is the spoken word industry like?
Well, I've been trying very hard to
Avoid
avoid
such a
this
question. Well, you can't avoid it here.
but then I feel like, to be honest, call a spade a spade. I mean,
Please do.
the unity is really something else. Everybody feels like I'm the best and I have to be there no matter what.
Maybe they are the best, or you don't think so?
Well, we are the best, but it's about unity, it's about cooperation, it's about understanding that this is what we all don't have this, we are not all on the same level. So this is what I can offer, this is what I can offer, and then this is what we can give to the people. So basically it's about unity, cooperation, and understanding.
But do you think it's competitive? It's a very competitive area.
Yes, it is, because everybody is trying to be the best. I'm trying to be the best with everybody will know. And if you were a spoken word artist, you're also
trying to be the best. So how do you fight them? I mean, professionally.
I fight them by being myself, by relaxing, by always trying to stay on point and not copying anybody's style.
Okay. So let's talk about the national Grand Slam you won. Okay, so what was the process like for you, from writing your pieces to studying it to even performing it and to winning? Take us through the process.
It was a lucky opportunity for me. I didn't apply for the slam. I remember when I told Black about it. That's the Black found out.
Yes, Black.
Yeah. When I told him about it, he said it was already full. So one lady dropped out, and Black came to ask me if I could come over and do it. I said, no, Black, I'm not in the right state of mind to do this.
What state of mind were you in there?
Work, you know, so much on my mind. So I sat there for 3 days. I kept thinking about it. No, this is Brazil. This is Brazil we are talking about. So I started writing even before I went to call Sir Black that I wanted to come on it. So after I was done writing like 3 pieces, I called Sir Black, like, I will take this. He said, yes, I knew you would take it. And that was it. So I started. I'm someone who likes to prepare ahead. If I have a competition and I hear about it like 3 months, I make sure that within the first month, I'm okay with my lines, so that when I'm going into the competition, I'm not going to, be in my head trying to remember my lines, because at that point, even if I forget my lines there, I'm relaxed. I'm not under any pressure. So that was how it is, and I think that was what helped me to win the slam.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So the other people you had to compete with, was it a whole challenging?
It's a whole challenge. Like,
was it just ladies, or it was mixed?
It was mixed. It was mixed.
Okay, but before you continue, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll still be talking with Twita Lights. Welcome back. It's still the Muse Talk, and it's brought to you by Vessel Space and Happy Woods Creative. For your logo designs, your flyer designs, your posters, everything designing, just call the number scrolling on your screen and they will sort you out. I'm still here with Twita Lite, and we're having a very interesting conversation. Can I call you the master of slams?
Of course, yes, I'm the master, regardless.
Okay. So let's talk about Ehalakasa.
Okay.
You belong to the Ehalakasa Society. It's a poetry society, is it?
Right.
Tell me more about it.
So Ehalakasa comes in 3 different Ghanaian languages. Eha means song.
In Ewa?
Yes.
Ever. Okay.
Well, La means sing.
In Ghana.
And then Kasa is talk.
Oh,
so is the song, the people that sing the song, and then the people that talk. That's the
amazing.
Poets. So
Okay.
I will say I met or I came into contact with Ehalakashans, or the main Ehalakasa, in the year 2019. Yes, and I came into Ehalakasa through Ni Music. Yes, he's the one who introduced me to Sir Black, and I didn't disappoint him.
Of course, I'm sure he's very proud
been making
right now.
him proud since. Yeah. So that's my history with Ehalakasa. And Ehalakasa is a platform that focuses or puts much interest in creative artists, not just music alone, but anything creative. And Halakasa has been of great help to most of us, has given us the opportunity and a platform to really express ourselves. So I think anybody listening to us or watching us that has interest or is a poet that feels like they don't really have the great or the bigger platform to really express themselves, to really find where Halakasa is on social media platforms at Halakasa Ghana, and they have the platforms they need. I mean, the workshops, the performances, and everything.
Okay, that's interesting. So aside spoken words,
Right.
do you do something else?
Yes.
Because Halakasa also has music embedded in it, right? So
Right.
do you do something else aside spoken word?
Aside spoken word, as in personally or when it comes to my creative life?
Creative life.
I used to sing.
Used to? Why
I
did
used
you
to
stop?
sing because spoken word has, if it was an infection, I think it has spread through my
If it was an
entire.
infection, you would have been dead by
You
now.
know, so the spoken word has taken the bigger part of me to the point
Okay.
where I don't even focus on singing
anything
anymore.
else.
Right. So
Oh, that's amazing. So, what's the way forward for you as a poet?
the way forward, or how I see myself in 2 years, I wouldn't even say 5 years.
will
In
cry
2
one over
years,
2 years.
exactly. I want to be one of London's finest.
London.
And yes, London. That's where I'll start from. London's finest and talented and, you know, great poets, spoken word artists. Amanda will just come and be taking tips from me. And the years after, I want to be a bigger or the biggest international poet ever, award winning.
After you have killed Ghana.
After I've killed Ghana.
Thank you very much. But when you decided to do spoken word, your family, were they supportive or they didn't understand the whole process in the beginning? And how do they feel about it now?
Okay, so when I went to SHS, my family or my mom and her sisters were like, the way book, you have to go and do, yes, you have to go and do science, business. So I wanted to do visual arts, and my dad was in for anything. My dad is after everything I am in for. So my dad was the one who kept inspiring me that wabon mass. Only mass is so mass for science. So do what you like. So he inspired me, took me through visual arts. And then when I came back out, my mom was like, we're going to do visual arts. Let's see what you do with it. So I started poetry, and she felt like I was wasting time. When I'm being called here to come and perform, they'll give you like 50 CDs to pick. When you went, if you had done business, you'd have been in an office by now.
You'd be cashing out by now.
And now, when I won the Grand Slam, I was looking for my souvenir, the plug, and I asked her, and she said she has kept it under the bed.
Under the bed?
She's protecting it for me. I'm like, someone who didn't believe.
Now you're protecting.
So that's how it is. They never know what you have till they see something come out of it.
Sometimes I just wish our parents would just have just a little confidence in what we want to do. But well, it is what it is. Okay, so but would you say that the spoken word industry is a male dominated one? I stand to be corrected, is it?
Not entirely.
Okay, but you have more males than females.
Yes, exactly.
So how do you go through the whole, the eagerness of men, and they feel they're strong and they have to win everything? How do you go about it?
That is why I'm saying that if you try to look at someone, you always try to copy their style. But if you come in with what you have, you know that men have this to offer, I have this to offer. Power belongs to a man. Authority belongs to a man, but power belongs to a woman. We should always keep this in our heads, and we will always know that
the words that come out from your mouth,
women have it. No matter how men think they have the muscles or whatever, we have it.
So someone looking at you and deciding that I want to do spoken word, where should a person start from?
The person is 3H: the head, the heart, and the hand. Don't do spoken word because you think it's nice, but do spoken word because it's by heart. Do spoken word because you can write what you feel, not always, copying people's own and come and editing it. Do it because that's what you want to do. So that is.
But what of those who read other people's pieces? Can they also call themselves spoken word artists?
They can call themselves poets or performers.
And not spoken word.
Spoken word
So the
art-
difference is you have to write your own
Yeah, spoken
piece.
word artist is solely you being you and not reading and being on the stage and performing what you have done. So, yeah.
Oh wow, interesting. Okay, so what are your social media handles and how can someone reach you if they want you to, you know, grace their occasion?
Right. So you can find Twitter on Twitter at Twitter Lite. You can find Twitter on Instagram at Twitter Lite. You can find Twitter on YouTube at Twitter Lite. You can find Twitter on Snapchat. I mean, everywhere social media at Twitter Lite. Don't forget to put the underscore in between the Twitter and the Lite. Just in case you have a wedding ceremony, birthdays, naming ceremonies, graduation, whatever event it is you have, I am always available to spice your event. You can book me through going on our website at www.ehalakasagana.com or follow us on all social media platforms at ehalakasagana. That's just it.
But it's spoken word lucrative though.
In some way it is. If you're able to find yourself in the right circle, it is.
How do you find yourself in the right circle?
There are people that will make you feel like, oh, I'm just giving you the platform. But if you come to Ehalakasa, you understand what I mean by if you find yourself in the right circle.
Okay, so if you're a poet out there or you're a spoken word artist out there and you want to belong to the right circle, the right clique, please, Ehalakasa. Just find Ehalakasa and be a part of them. They're the right circle. And that was Muse Talk and is brought to you by Vessel Space and Happy Woods Creatives, expert in logo designs, posters, banners, flyers. Just call their numbers down there and they will sort you out. My name is Gadede Segbefia and that was Muse Talk and it was nice being with you. Bye-bye.